Hey friends, I'm making this video to teach you how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist of the Roses if you've never played before and wanted to understand the basic mechanics. So before we even start, I need to make sure that my deck count down here is less than the deck count of the opponent. I've already gone through and edited my deck to where it is. To make it that way so you don't run through your opponent in the very beginning with, you know, a 1200 deck cost instead of what the opponent's deck cost is at. So we're going to go ahead and go in. So me and my opponent each have our own deck leader, our own deck, and 4,000 life points. The objective of the game is to get your opponent's life points from 4,000 to 0. As you can see, his life points right here in his cards and his deck, and mine over here on this side. I got Axe Wielder, his is Pump King, the King Ghost. There's three main ways to get your opponent's life points down. One is attacking his attack position monsters with your attack position monsters. Another one is using spell, trap, or monster effects to do direct damage to their life points. And then the third way is actually doing direct damage to their life points by monster attack. If I were to get my monsters on my field all the way to his Pumpkin King Ghost, I could attack him directly. And he's trying to do the same thing with his monsters. So let's see, in our hand, we're able to summon once per turn. In our hand we have all monster cards, it looks like. So in the deck you have monsters, spells, and traps. With monsters there's really two main types. There's these orange ones that have effects and the yellow ones that don't. And each monster also has its own attribute and type. So this one is earth and machine, and it's a normal monster with no effect. This one over here is aqua and water with no effect as well. Now you see that this Rude Kaiser is grayed out. That means that I can't play it because the star count has 5 stars and I only have a cost of 4 up here built up. So each turn you get 3 more stars. So I would need 5 before I could summon this guy. But I'm going to go ahead and play some of these 1, 2, and 3 monsters on the field and try to start with get a new hand next round. So you always start with 5 cards. So even if you throw out 3 of your cards, you'll get 3 new cards for the next one. If I were to throw all 5 of my cards, if I could, I get 5 cards for the next one. Same thing goes if I don't throw anything out, this will be my same hand the next turn. So I'm going to go ahead and start with this Aqua Girl. And the reason that I'm doing that is it's the highest attack point monster that I have. And I'm only using 3 stars out of the 4. So I'll play these guys, and next turn I'll have 4 stars again. And I'm going to go ahead and read the effects also of my effect monsters because I don't know them off the top of my head. So this one is monsters destroyed in battle against this guy cannot be revived once they're in the graveyard. The graveyard's basically the discard pile. So this is saying once this destroys a monster and it goes to the discard pile, then it's not able to be revived from the graveyard. This Milos Radius over here, Radiant, when it's flipped up, if the opponent is a zombie type monster, it's automatically destroyed. That's perfect for this duel, honestly, since all of his types are zombie type monsters. So I'm actually going to unclick that one because I might need it for later on. So I'm going to go ahead and summon these 2 down. And then I can also move this once per turn, and I can summon a monster once per turn and move that once per turn. Other things you could do is flip it face up, change the defense position. I'll show that when it's my turn next time. And then I'll use this time while my opponent's picking out what he's doing to explain the terrains. So as you can see, this map is 7x7. All the maps are 7x7. And this one's actually composed of 3 different terrains. It has Meadow, which is good for beasts and beast warriors. It has Sea, which is good for fish, aqua, sea serpent type monsters. And it has Wasteland, which is good for zombies and dinosaurs. Now my opponent is a zombie type user, so he's going to love his monsters being over here. One other thing I forgot to go over, I'll go over real quick, is the deck leaders. Now my deck leader doesn't have a leader ability, but his does, and I'll show you what his is. His leader ability for this Pumpkin the King of Ghosts is that he has extended support range and increased strength for same type friendlies. So what that means is other zombie type monsters that he plays will get extended support, so like a little attack type bonus is on top of what he already gets through being on Wasteland. So he played a monster in defense position. I'll go ahead and show you how you can choose a monster. You can move it once per turn, or you can change it in defense, or you can flip it over. And I choose to do neither one. I want to keep it in attack and keep it up. And I'm going to move it right here in the C so it gets this bonus. As you can see, it has 1150 attack, 900 defense. But in the C where it's at, it has 1650 and 1400. I'm going to move my guy up. I'm going to see what I can summon. So this Meadow card is really going to come in handy. What that does is it transforms surrounding 2-space area to Meadow terrain. This is a magic card. It's going to be magic card or spell. You can use them interchangeably. I'm going to go ahead and play that down. And I'm going to put it right here. And if I get a chance to next turn, I'm going to move it up one more and activate it. But until then, I'm kind of chilling. So there's all types of terrains on the field. On this field, it's only 3, but there's maybe 10 different terrains. I'll lay them all out on the screen right here for you to see. And each one helps out different monsters, and it can hurt different monsters too. For example, spellcasters on the Meadow actually get an attack and defense decrease. So I'll move up one. I think I'm going to move this guy up and flip it. Okay, so I can't flip it the same turn I move it. And I don't want to move too close to him, so I'm actually going to move it right here. Because if I moved it right here, he could attack it, and it wouldn't be able to get activated. So I'm going to go and summon something right here. I have 7 stars built up now, so I have a pretty good stock of monsters that I could play. I'm going to go ahead and get some of these cards knocked out of my hand, so that way I can get 4 new cards. And I'm going to leave it with this Mindless Radiant being the last one I'm playing. He's number 4, so that way it's the one that actually gets summoned. Since it does have that anti-zombie effect. And I'm going to move it in. I don't want to flip it over. I am going to move it in defense position though. I'm going to keep that one right where it's at, and I'm going to keep that one in the water. So I'm playing a little bit defensively. It's usually not good to play defensively against Bones, since one of his main things is stalling to give his monsters power bonuses. But right now, none of his monsters are getting power bonuses each turn. Pumpkin the King of Ghosts, once he plays that monster down, not the deck leader, but once he plays the card or refuses to summon it, his monsters will start getting 100 more each turn. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip it over. As you see, a lot of this terrain's about to turn into Meadow instead of sea and Wasteland. And lots of my monsters in my deck are Beast Warrior, as you can see right here. So they all get effects. This one's attack goes up to 2300. This one goes up to 1300 from 800. Let's look at what it can do. So once it's attacked, or once it's destroyed in battle, it can spellbind an opponent for 1 turn. Alright, I got a zombie right here. So now I'm just waiting on a plant card. But until then, here's another spell. Let's see what this spell does. 200 life point recovery for the controlling player. So I could play and get 4,200 life points total, but you really won't win anything in this game by getting more life points. I don't want to play that yet. I want to combine it with a few things. So I'm going to get that guy. I'm going to move this guy up. If he attacks me, his attack points will be, my attack points will be subtracted by his. So I'll get a 300. So I'll lose a lot of life points if he attacks me, but I'm feeling pretty confident right now. I'm going to move my guy right here and try to get up 1 in a better position to where I can summon monsters to where his deck leader will kind of be surrounded. I like to play this game like chess a lot of the time. Yeah, see, he attacked me right away. But it got destroyed since my card's an anti-zombie card. I like playing this like chess though, where I get a ton of field advantage. Okay, so he attacked me again with a different zombie type monster, and the effect was then nulled. So I lost 1,500 life points there, but I still got 2,500. And now his card's a little weaker now that it's in the Meadow, so it only has 1,800. Whereas before it might have had 2,800. So this is Meadow now, so I'm not getting the bonus anymore. So it would be useful if I just turned it in defense position, if I could figure out how to do that. think I'm going to just summon something right here and see what I got. So I still haven't gotten that plant yet, but I got this 2200 monster. I think I'm going to play the 2300 monster instead though. But I'm not just going to play him. I'm going to knock out this Urabi too so I could draw 2 next turn. I'm going to go ahead and attack him. A lot of times I'll wait for them to attack me, but because he's being kind of aggressive, I want to show him that I'm aggressive too. I don't know if the AI could really pick up on that though. So I've already gone over all the basic mechanics. The only thing I haven't gone over so far is trap cards and fusions. So they're going to be the 2 things I'm going to try to hit now. If I draw any traps, that is. So he turned his monster defense position. That tells me that it's weaker than this monster it's right here. Because I'm in meadow, I can move 2 slots. I'm going to stay in the meadow, so that way I'm just going to be 2 slots away from this deck clear. Now my goal for the next turn is to go straight in here and attack. That'd be the best case scenario if I'm able to do that, because I'll be able to do 2300 points right to him. And this monster right here has 2500. Oh, I didn't even consider that. So Wood Remain's effect is it gains 500 when it attacks. So even though it moved to meadow and lose 500, it would gain 500 more during the battle. So that's kind of a stupid move on my part. Let's see what I got in my hand. That's always a good thing to check first. See, I made a mistake. If I would have checked my hand first, I could have played the Axe of Despair onto my Garuzzi's, on top of my Rude Kaiser to get 500 more points. I didn't do that. However, what I can do now is make the Pumpkin King Ghost. Not like that. With this zombie and this plant, I can fuse them together to make the Pumpkin King Ghost. I'm going to try to move him into the wasteland, and he'll be able to move 2 slots once I do that. I'm going to cover him up with that guy, because that mermaid wasn't really doing anything anyway. I'm tempted to attack, but because he's already gotten the advantage on me because I was being aggressive, I'm going to hold back this turn. Now if he was smart, that's where his AI messed up. If he was smart, or if he was a human player, he would have attacked my Garuzzi's. So he's trying to get in a position where he can attack my deck leader. As you can see, he moved his monster right here, and he moved this one right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my dinosaur right here to protect me. And his Pumpkin King Ghost, I might try to get it in a position to where it can move twice in a wasteland. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play this card right here. I'm going to move it in defense position, so that way if he attacks me, I don't lose any life points. I'm going to move this Pumpkin King Ghost up. So now it's in a wasteland, so it's getting that attack bonus. So now it has 2300 instead of 1800. So it's free Pumpkin's effect. I love this card. It's his deck leader, but I was able to fuse my monsters to get it. So while this card is from face up defense position, all zombie type monsters are increased to 100 points at the start of the turn. So that includes itself if it was in face-up defense position. However, my plan is to be a little aggressive with it and try to get it to attack some of these monsters. But I'm scared to attack their monsters while he's still face down. So I'm going to attack this zombie type monster since he made the mistake to leaving me open. I'm going to attack his deck leader directly. And as you see, he's going to lose 1800 points, which is the amount of my Rude Kaiser. My Rude Kaiser had 2300 points right here when it was in the meadow, but now it's in the wasteland. Sorry if I'm getting repetitive, I'm just trying to hammer these points home. So that way, if you see any gameplays in the future, the rules kind of still feel consistent. So I'm losing 700 points right here. So I basically sacrificed my monster and 700 life points to attack him directly for 2300. I'm curious to see if he attacks my other monsters. Yep, he's attacking them. So he attacked me with a 1400 monster when my Pumpkin had 2300. There's animations that happen between each battle, but I'm editing those. Well, I'm not editing those. I'm skipping through them with the game, so that way the gameplay is not dragged down. Since I am just making this video to show the mechanics of the game, not necessarily to show off the game like I do with my other videos. Okay, so I only have 3 stars right now, so that means I can't really summon anything that's of value other than this insect. And I don't want to waste my turn like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my deck leader right here to get this guy away. I can attack. I'm just going to move down right there just to block him off a little bit more. I'm going to move this guy up, and I think I can move twice with my pumpkin now. I can. So I'm going to move right here. So that way both these monsters of his are in my reach. So he did a power increase. That was probably a monster card and a spell card. And you can assume that monster there is probably a little strong. So it seems like he's running for my face down card. Okay, let's see what I have in my hand. Okay, so I got Jurgamo. I'm gonna try to waste all these cards out of my hand to summon Jurgamo. I'll keep the Axe of Despair. Okay, so Insect and Dinosaur, what do they fuse to make? A 1700 monster, 1750. That would not have been a bad card to have. I'm gonna go ahead and move this guy right here. And just so you know, his effect is cancels all power increases or decreases of an enemy monster in battle, but doesn't cancel effects for terrain or leader ability effects. So if this was a Beast Warrior, which I know it's not, he wouldn't lose the attack bonus from the meta. I think the best thing to do right now, I've already summoned that. I think I'm gonna move this guy right here to corner that piece in. And then my next move is, I'm just gonna end it and see what he does. And I'll basically have a whole new hand for this next turn. And I still haven't gotten over traps yet, so I'd still like to do that. Hopefully I can get a trap in my hand. Traps are like spells that your opponents walk into. Another thing to remember is you can only have 5 monsters and 5 spells and traps on the field at the same time that are yours. So right now I have this one Pumpkin, this other Pyro, so I got 2, 3, 4. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I only have 4 monsters on the field, so I can summon one more. And I'm actually going to summon, I'm going to play everything in my hand. So I can actually fuse together this Mystic Horseman and the Battle Ox to make a, I think it would be a 2300 monster. But I'm not sure if it's Beast or Beast Warrior. I'm going to take a big chance, because if it's Beast Warrior, I can make a real powerhouse of a monster right now. That's going to knock it out. That's going to knock it out. These are going to fuse. And if it gets the Axe of Despair, which I think it should, yep, 3000 attack. I basically have a Blue Eyes White Dragon on my side of the field right now. Let's hope it's not a trap that he has right there. Armored Zombie. So he's going to lose 1500 attack points. I will go ahead and watch it since this might be the last battle. That's awesome. Rabbit Horseman's a pro. Remember when Copy used it against Joey. Alright, so was that the end of the duel? Yep, that was the end of the duel. That was pretty good. I didn't destroy that many of his monsters. At the end of each game, you get the slot machines. And with every monster you sent to the graveyard of his was another monster that's in the slot machine that I can get. So let's see. I see Pumpkin. I'm trying to get that Pumpkin. Okay, I'm gonna try to get 2. I'm gonna see if I can get all 3 pumpkins. If you get 3 of the same type, great. It's all coming together. If you can get 3 of the same type, then you'll get a special card at the end. Yes. Let's see what I get. And just to let you know, I did not do any save states or any kind of hacking to get that. You can see that from other videos. Flame Swordsman. That's some cool stuff. I'm very happy with that card. But thanks for watching. Like this video. Comment. It's good for the video. Subscribe to my channel. Watch my Twitch chats and you'll be able to see me actually edit my deck and stuff. But otherwise, thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a great day. Bye.